Well, hello again and welcome to the VK6CS amateur radio channel. I've removed some more of the aluminium. There was an aluminium screen along here, if you remember, covering this section of the tuner, and found a cooked diode that has burnt a rather nasty patch in the board. I don't know if you can see that there. Right there. Right there. That was where D46 used to be. Now D46 still read as a diode, but it was distorted and had obviously been running very, very hot. When I took it out, the pads on the board came with it. Now, you may recall that this is the 12 volt input socket here. Now, when I had this problem and I measured from the chassis to the centre pin of the coax, I got 20 ohms in one direction, open circuit in the other. I had exactly the same reading on the 12 volt input. Now, when I removed that diode, that 20 ohm reading disappeared. So, now this is the circuit diagram. This is the circuit diagram of the. Is it going to focus? Oh, it's yeah, okay. I'll just zoom out. There we go. This is the circuit diagram of the 200 watt tuner, because the circuit diagram of the 998 RT doesn't show the internal bias T. So in the 998, this is D46, this is D47. So you got that goes off to the centre pin of the coax. You've got an RF choke there, decoupling cap. That was the diode that got extremely hot. And there must have been a short between this point where the cathodes of these diodes all joined together and chassis. And when I removed the diode, I removed the short, because with that diode, when I removed that diode, I measured from the centre pin of this 12 volt input socket, and the 20 ohms disappeared. So I thought, well, okay. Obviously, it's not going to work at the moment with the bias T, you know, because the RF choke is fried and that diode is missing. There's just a nasty black patch on the board. But I thought I'll try, as that 20 ohms has disappeared, I'll just apply power to the 12 volt socket and see what happens. And this is what happens. There we go. So, makes a nice healthy click. The display is showing something that looks reasonably okay. Yeah, okay. Well, it's not showing. It's not blank. It's not showing gibberish. So, and the relays click, which sounds nice and healthy. So I reckon that if I replace that diode, put another RF choke in. Now, according to the diagram for the 200 watt version of this auto tuner, is that going to focus? This is 85 microhenries, this RF choke. Now I've got something here that I think is about. I'll measure it with my inductance capacitance meter, but I think this from memory is about 600 microhenries. As you can see, it'll take plenty of current. It's only supposed to draw an amp and a half or so. So I'll use that to replace the RF choke, and I'll put a diode in on the board and scrape a bit of the print off. Scrape a bit of the print off between the diode D47 and this ferrite bead. There's just a bit of print that goes between the two there, and solder the cathode of the new diode onto there. Then I'll cut the fly lead here, the red fly lead that goes off to the centre pin of the coax. Put that on the diode, Put a bit of heat shrink sleeving on it. Maybe put a bit of silicone rubber on the diode, because I can't mount the diode on the board as such, just to give it a bit of mechanical strength. That will probably work. I mean, I think this thing will work now. If I put RF into it, I think it will tune. You know, because these things go at the antenna feed point, it's not really convenient to run an external 12-volt supply to it. So there we go. That's the initial power up with the fault removed. Shown about the burnt board, the incinerated choke, and the hole in the case. But patch the case, fit a choke, fit a diode, and maybe in business. So that's the score so far with the faulty auto tuner. Okay, well, I think I'll keep this as one individual video. So as always, thanks for watching. I'll carry out the repairs, and I'll see you next time.